Good morning, everyone. My name is Andile Zondi. Or Mr. Andile Zondi. I'm your grade 11 maths lit teacher, right? So today we're carrying on. Last time we started looking at scales. Scales relate to maps. So today we're looking at maps, right? But before we start, should you have any questions, feel free to raise your hands. And if I ask you a question, please write on your chat. And lastly, if possible, please keep your videos switched off. That will help a lot from this side. Okay, let us start. At the end of today's lesson, you should be able to work with street maps, right? That have a grid reference or that do not have grid reference. When I say grid reference, I'm talking about this system where you have lines, grids like this. These are called your grids reference system, right? Sometimes you have letters on the one side, maybe the vertical side, and maybe the horizontal side you have numbers. So this is the grid reference system I'm talking about. Okay. Obviously, when I speak of street maps usually help with direction, right? So today we'll be looking mainly at direction, right? Obviously, including other calculations as well. But we're looking mainly at how to direct someone, right? Seems easy, but there are just a few tricks that you need to be aware of. Okay, street maps. Okay, this is a map of a small area such as a town or a city, right? So when I speak of a street map, it shows a particular town or a city. You see street names and you also see landmarks, right? So street maps have street names and landmarks as well, right? Okay, when I say a landmark, I'm saying something that is observable from far, something that is known. Maybe there's a big building in town. Maybe there's a library in town. So those are the kind of landmarks that I'm talking about, right? So buildings that have been there for a long time. Street maps are large-scale maps because they show greater detail. For example, the scale will be like 1:, maybe 100. Okay, this basically means, right, the map is 10 times smaller than the actual city or the actual place, right? So it gives greater distance or much more detail, right? You can see much more detail. So they are called large-scale maps. Okay. Now, what is important for this lesson? You need to understand the meaning of direction, right? There's direction, which is general direction, right? And there's direction, which is detailed direction. So you need to know what these two mean. This is very important, right? Okay, when I say general direction, I actually mean campus direction, right? Or relative direction, right? Where is this place in relation to this place? So that is what I mean by general direction. For example, let me just use a different color. Obviously, when I speak of a compass, I speak of something like this. Okay, usually where your, not usual, always where your arrow points, that is your north, right? Right. Sometimes just give you one line like this, right? So they assume that you know that this is north, this is south, right? Obviously on the right side, it is, yes, it is east, and then it is west, right? So compass is something like this. Okay, W on the left and E on the on the right, and then S for south. So this will be your south, right? Okay, don't confuse these two. Left is west, and then right is east, right? Just in case you forget, think of the word we, right? We, right? For we, W is always on the left, and E is always on the right, right? If your E is on the left, this word is unpronounceable or it does not exist, I think. So this is incorrect. If you have we, then everything is correct. So west, east, north, and south, right? Okay, for MathLit, you also need to know in between, direction in between. Okay, this is north, right? This is east. In between north and east will be, yes, it will be northeast. Okay, in between south and east, yes, it will be southeast. Remember, your main cardinal points are your south and your north, so you always start with those. And then between west and south, it will be southwest, right? And then between west and north, it will be northwest. So basically, this is how far you need to know. You don't need to know what is in between. You don't need to know northeast. So we don't do that in MathLit, right? So basically, this is your general direction, right? And general direction. And another thing, detailed direction, right? This is specific direction, right? When I say specific direction, you're directing someone to move from one place to another, right? You'll be using words like turn left, right? Turn right, right? Pass a certain street, right? You'll be using road names and landmarks, right? So for here, basically there'll be more marks. Maybe they'll say 5 marks for this one. Just making an example. And for this one, they'll say 2 marks. If they want a general direction, they won't require you to write a lot of things. So it will be maybe 2 marks. Whereas for detailed direction, you need to take someone from point A to point B, right? Okay, now let's say I have, a street. There's my T-junction. There's my other street. Okay, this is just an example. Okay. Let's say your friend is at point A. There's point A. And you're directing them to point B. There's point B. Like obviously this dot tells us where your friend is, right? So you're moving from point A to point B, right? Let's say this street is street X, right? And this street is street Y. And this street is street Z. Okay. These are just examples, right? Okay, now from this point, you tell your friend to enter, right? Right? And turn left. Okay, why is this left? Right. Okay, what is important for direction? You must use your imagination, yeah, and place yourself on top of A, right? I like to use my fingers, right? I'll have my, for example, I'll have my left finger on this side, that's an example, then my right finger on this side, and then I walk using my fingers on the map. So if I'm entering this street, I'll have to turn left if I'm moving in this direction, right? Turn left, go past street X, right? And at street Y, turn right, or this will be turn right, and then on your left will be your friend, right? So basically, that is an idea, right? You use words like turn left, turn right. You don't use take north, east, south, right? For detailed direction. You only use that for general direction. Hopefully that makes sense, right? What is important, direction goes with the street name. If I say turn left, I must say turn left into street so and so. If I say turn right, I say turn right into street so and so, right? Obviously, if there are many streets, you don't need to say go past street X and Y and B and so on, right? You can just say go straight, right, until a certain street. Okay, let us move on. Okay, okay, this is just for your personal enrichment, right? Sometimes we talk of single trips and return trip, right? A single trip, let's say I'm moving from Cape Town. I like Cape Town, beautiful place. Cape Town, and then you're going to Johannesburg. If I'm only going there and I'm not returning, that will be one way, right? That is a single trip, right? But if I'm going there and I'm coming back, right? It will be a return trip, right? So everything will be multiplied by 2, right? Your distance will be times 2, and so on and so on. Okay, now let us look at grid references, right? Okay, when I say grid reference, I basically mean where is a certain person or certain item or certain object or place located on your map using grids. Let me use red, right? On the top, right, you can see I have letters A, B, C, and D, right? On your side, right? Vertically, I have 1, 2, and 3, right? Sometimes in an exam, they'll ask you, where is place X located, right? Here, they want you to use letters and numbers to locate place X, right? So in this case, place X, I'll just say X, place X will be, which grade is this, right? Okay, the correct answer is A, right? You can see it is in line with A and also in line with 1. So A1. Right? Okay, this is actually the correct way of writing it out. Sometimes learners say 1A, right? I encourage you to write it letter first and then a number, right? Okay, and then Y, okay, Y, where is Y, right? Place Y. Place Y will be, look at the letter first, which letter is in line with, D. So you'll say it is D. And then the number, right? Okay, D2. So that will be answer. D2, right? Okay, now for X, okay, place X. Okay, I need you guys to give me the answer for place X. Where is place X located, right? Honestly, if you understand how to write this system and if you understand how to locate places using grid references, right? What is your answer? Where is place X, right? Where is place X? Okay, getting a couple of answers. Botumelo has given me the answer already, but let me check if the answer is correct, right? Thanks for the response, Botumelo. Okay, the correct one, the name is on, the name is on C, right? The name is on C, place Z, right? But the dot is on B, right? So you don't look at the name, you look at the dot. Where is the dot located, right? So the dot is located in line with B, right? Okay, obviously, then the number is 3, right? So place Z will be located at B3, right? If you said B3, well done. You understand this very, very well, right? Okay, I'm getting some of your answers as well. I think all of you are correct, right? So the answer is B3. But sometimes, learners, sometimes numbers are swiped. You get 1 here, for example. You get 2 here. You get 3, right? So don't memorize that it's always 1, 2, and 3. Sometimes this is 1 at the bottom, then it's 2, then it's 3, right? So keep that in mind. Okay, now I want us to look at an example, right? Okay, this is a street map of a place called Kimberley, right? I think it's called the City of Diamonds, something like that. Okay, here before you answer your questions, first try to understand and analyze everything that is given on the map, right? Look for landmarks. Yeah, I can see a landmark. There's a big hole, right? There's a landmark there. I can see the cemetery. Stationary, it's one move. Okay, I can see I have campus, right? This is not, right? Then sometimes your note could be done with sometimes, right? Sometimes they give you an error like this, then you must know that not is this way, right? Sometimes the campus points in this direction, then note will be that way. So don't memorize the direction of your compass. Okay, let me erase this. And then sometimes they give you a key. In this case, there's no key. They're just giving you names, right? So I have a railway line, right? You can see there's a railway line there, right? It's indicated by shades of gray and white lines, right? I can see the main roads. Okay, here N is the main road in this case, right? N basically stands for national. So N12 is National Road 12, right? Okay, now that you have a feel of what the map gives you, can now move on to questions, right? Should you not see, I'll basically enlarge this map. Should we not see properly? Okay, let's go to questions. Okay, this is actually an activity we're doing together, me and you. Okay, number 4.2.1. It says, what is, okay, sorry, let's read the statement. Use an HRC showing part of the map of Kimberley. So the town is Kimberley, underline that. They can ask you, what town is this? To answer the following questions, right? Okay, what is the name? So looking for the name. Always underline what is required of the road that passes over the railway line indicated on the map, right? So you need to identify the railway line, right? Obviously, if you had studied your map, you'll remember where the railway line is. So we're looking for the name of the street, right, which passes over the railway line. Let's go back to our map, right? Okay, there's the railway line, right? There's a railway line, right? There's a street that goes over, right? So maybe you might not see a street. So okay, there it is. This is the railway line. There's a street that goes over the railway line. What street is that, right? What street is that? What street is this? It goes over the railway line, right? So give me your answers on the chat. What's the name of this street which goes over the railway line, right? So let me zoom back. Okay. Okay, I'm waiting for your answers. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm getting a couple of answers, right, from a couple of learners, right, and they're all correct, right. So the name of the road is De Beers or De Beers, right, something like that, right. All of you are correct. You can see all of you writing answers, right. Well done. Okay, now next one. So the name of the road is De Beers. Okay, great. Okay, next question. Mrs. van der Linde wants to go from Kimberley North Park Central to the cemetery, right? So we need to identify Kimberley North Park Center. We also need to identify a cemetery on the map, right? Now the question says, write down directions, right? Here, when I say directions, they're giving a clue, use street names. They don't mean generic direction. They actually need a specific or detailed direction, right? That Mrs. van der Linde can use to get from the cemetery, to get to the cemetery. If the entrance to the cemetery is in Evans Street, so we need to also identify Evans Street, right? So this is very, very important. When they give you information, underline it and identify it, right? So going back to our map, you can see here is the park, Here's the park shown by the arrow. So there it is. So the park will be here, right? The park will be here, right? And where is the cemetery? Okay, there's the cemetery there. There's the cemetery. Okay. And then Evans, where's Evans? The entrance is on this side. So the entrance is on Evans. So that will be your entrance, right? So moving from this place to that place. Okay, now there are actually many routes to get to the cemetery from New Park, but you need to choose the shortest route, right? Or you basically need to choose the shortest. But if you choose an alternative route, I'll actually mark you correctly, right? But you can't go around, right? Remember, you're directing someone to a particular place. So the faster they get there, the better. Okay. Okay. For this one, let us basically do it together. Let's do it together. Okay. Okay. There's a park, right? Center Park, right? Okay. We're going to the cemetery. There's the cemetery there. Okay. Okay. For this one, you can see that this person will have to enter Chapel Street, right? Or 10 left, right? 10 left or 10 right, Linus? 10 left or 10 right, right? So if someone is here, will they be turning left or turning right into Chapel, right? Can anyone tell me, right? Will Mrs. van der Linde be turning left or turning right to Chapel Street if we are on this place, right? Let me see if can anyone tell me, is she turning left or turning right? Okay. Priyanka says she's turning right. Okay. Are you sure, Priyanka? Sorry if I pronounce your names wrong, just forgive me, right? Okay, let me check some of you. Okay, some of you are turning left, right? Okay, remember, you must put yourself at this point. You'll be facing P, or the parking, right? If you're facing the parking, right? If this is your face, then your left will be on this side, right? Will be on the side of Kerry, and then your right will be the side of York, right? So it'll be you'll be entering on the left, right? So when you enter Chapel, see there are many streets. So I won't say them all, right? I've identified. Let me just go back. It actually helps. It helps to actually draw the line. Let me draw the line right from there. So I'll be moving in this direction. For me, I think this is the easiest direction, right? When I'm going to the cemetery, then from car. Oh, let me just erase this. Okay. It helps to actually draw a line. So I don't go right over my names, 3 names. So you go in this direction, right? And then you enter car, right? And then from Goodwill, enter Cemetery Road, and then you turn into Evans, and then you enter. So this is our direction. Right? So let me enlarge it again so that all can. So we're here. So I've entered left on Chapel, right? Go straight basically until Chapel becomes Crossman, right? Chapel eventually becomes Crossman. Right? You don't need to say all of these names, right? Because obviously the marks are limited, right? And then from Crossman, right? You need to enter car, C-A-R-R, or C-A-I-R, right? You need to enter this street. Are you entering on the left or on the right, Learners? Right? If you're at Crossman, are you entering on the left or on the right side? Right? What is your direction, left or right? Left or right? Okay, the correct answer in this case You guys are still thinking, you're entering on your left again, right? Your left is on this side because you're facing N2 basically. So you're entering on your left, right? And then go straight up until you reach the road crosswing, right? The intersection at crosswing, right? Then turn left into Cemetery, right? Road, and then at Cemetery Road, then turn right again into Evans, right? And then turn right again into Cemetery. Basically, that's all you're saying, right? Don't give me all of these roads, right, along the way. Just give me where you turn and name the road. Direction, road name. Direction, road name. So that is your answer. Okay, let me just. Okay. So basically, let me just sneak preview. So here, so from Chapel, you proceed, right, with Chapel until it becomes Crossman, right? You turn left into Car. Now notice left goes to the name of the road. Just say turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right will be wrong. You say turn left into a particular road, turn right into a particular road, right? Right until the junction with Goodwin, right? When you reach Goodwill, right, you turn left, right, into Cemetery, then turn right into Evans, and then you enter the cemetery on the right, right? So very important to say where you are entering a certain, right? And then lastly, write down the name of the road that is to the south of the big hole, right? Okay, there is the big hole. We're looking for the road that is on the south of the big hole, right? Remember your compass is your compass. It helps to take your compass as is. Don't orientate it and write it on top of your starting point. So this is your note, right? And then they want to know the road that is south of your big hole, right? Which road is that? Which road is that? Which road is on the south of the big hole, right? Which road is on the south of the big hole? If you find it, if you find that road, please write it on your chat. Which road is on the south of the big hole, right? Okay, so in this case, the road that is on the south of the big hole, right? Here, the actually number of answers, number of roads, right? There's south circular, right? There's south circular. Okay, Elena just give me the correct answer. Well done, right? South circular. There's this road as well. I think it's New Main, right? So, but the most correct answer will be South circular, right? So South circular is actually the most correct answer. So, but if you said New Main, I'll give you the answer, but I was looking for South circular. So well done. Okay, next one, right? Okay, this one looks daunting. It looks challenging. It looks like it's difficult. It's not difficult. I know when learners see a lot of writing, they think that question is difficult. So this one is not difficult. It's all. Okay, this is another. It's written example, but it's actually an activity for me and you. Right? You need to notice a number of things on this street map before we continue. All right. That you notice, you can see green. You can see this A. Hopefully, you can see this A. So that's B. So this is a grid reference, right? So that is B, and that is C, right? And then you have numbers. You should have numbers on your left or on your right. So this is number 1. Okay, that is number 2. That is number 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So there are your grids, and then we have compass, north. So in this case, this is not right. This is not right. So this is not. It's pointing twice, and we have a scale. Right? What type of scale is this? Yes, this is a bar scale, right? This is the bar scale. Okay. Remember, last time we spoke about bar scales, and we said an advantage of a bar scale is that it is actually easy to to work with, right? You can actually determine a distance without doing calculations, right? And when the map expands, if you're basically copying a map and you make it bigger, this scale remains accurate. That's what we spoke about last time. Okay, so this is the city of Johannesburg, the city center. Okay, then let's move on to the questions. First question. Okay, the statement says study the map of Johannesburg city center in Annexure A and answer the questions below. Okay, number one, the traffic in Smith Street in grade B2 can flow in one direction, right? So what is that direction of flow, right? What is the direction of flow? In this case, don't you know your general direction, right? North, east, south, and west. So let's on B. There's B2, which is there. Let me just magnify the map. So there's B2, right? So this is B2. Okay, hopefully you can see Smith, right? Hopefully you can see Smith Street, right? Okay, maybe you might not see Smith Street. Let me just underline it for you. Okay, Smith Street. Just give me a second. Okay, there's Smith Street, right? And write your compass on top of Smith Street, like that. Which direction is this street flowing, right? Which direction is this street flowing, right? It's flowing south, it's flowing east, it's flowing north, or it's flowing west, right? Which direction is the traffic on Smith Street flowing, right? It is one way, right? Give me the general direction. All right. What is the general direction, learners, of the flow of traffic on Smith Street, right? Okay, I'm getting answers as well. Okay. Okay. Another correct answer as well. The direction is actually east, right? So well done. It is flowing in an easterly direction, right? So great work, right? Great work. Right? You can see your answers. You guys are smart, very smart. Okay, next question. Okay, okay, what do you call streets that only flow in one direction? What do you call a street that only flow in one direction? So this is actually like a general knowledge, right? So some of you might not know the answer. Some of you might know the answer, right? What do you call a street that flows right in one direction? In fact, traffic, it's not a street, traffic that flows in one direction. What do you call that street, right? What do you call it? Let me give you 10 seconds, right? What do you call a street whose traffic is flowing? Okay, wow, excellent, right? Which is called a one-way street, right? Or one-way street, right? One direction, one way. Well done. Right. So this is actually a general knowledge question. One way, right? One way. So one way. Well done, right? Well done. Okay. My class is very, very smart. Okay, so it's a one-way street, right? One-way street. So one-way street. Very, very good. Okay, now let us move on. Next question, question 3. Okay, now it says, name any street where the traffic can only flow in a westerly direction, right? In grade A1. So we're looking at A1, grade A1. So there's A, there's 1. So we're looking at A1. So this is A1. So this is A1. We're looking for a street that flows in a westerly direction, right? Okay. Westerly direction. Okay. Okay, which street flows in a westerly direction? So roughly westerly direction on A1. Which street flows in a westerly direction on A1? Okay, some of you are giving me answers already. Wow, I have new smart learners, right? Yes, the correct answer is Wellington, right? Wellington. Well done. Excellent work. Right? Excellent work. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, next question. This is actually the last question. 3.1 form. Give a grade reference of Johannesburg College of Education. What is the grade reference of Johannesburg College of Education? So on the map, you need to look for Johannesburg College of Education. So let's go back to our map, right? Johannesburg College of Education. So this one will be tricky, right? So I'll help you, right? There it is, right? There it is. Hopefully you can see, right? This is the Johannesburg College of Education, right? Which grade is it? Give me that grade reference of Johannesburg College of Education, right? Okay. Okay, wow, okay. I have, wow, okay, excellent answers, learners. So the correct answer is B1, excellent. There's B, there's one. So it is B1, well done. So it is B1. B, 2 marks, easy 2 marks. Okay, next question. Write down the scale of the map in a form of 1:something. 1:something. Basically, here you're changing a bus scale, right? There's a bus scale there. We are changing it into a number scale. Maybe 1:100. A scale to a number scale, right? A scale to a number scale. Now they tell us the length of the bar. Okay, let's go back. So this bar, right, from 0 to 500, this length, right, is given as 4 centimeters, right? So it is 4 centimeters, right? 4 centimeters, right? 4 centimeters over here. So convert the bar scale to a number scale. Okay, this one can be a bit tricky, right? This one is a bit tricky. Let me give you a whole minute too. Okay, I don't know whether a minute will be enough. Guys, please try to attempt number 5, right? If the length of the bar is 4 centimeters, right? Remember, the bar is actually 500 meters long, right? This is the actual distance. But on the map, right, this distance is 4 centimeters. Right? 4 centimeters, right? Okay, I don't know if you recall yesterday's lesson. We spoke about how to convert bar scale to a number scale, right? 3 marks, right? 2 more minutes left. Let me change my color. How do you convert bar scale to a number scale? Less than 2 minutes left. Less than 2 minutes left. Can you do it? Okay, remember, learners, the most normal, the time that you learn the most is in class, right? So that's why I give you actually activities in class to check whether you understand in class. Because if I give you homework, I can't guarantee that you. Okay, I obviously have to give you homework, but I can't guarantee that you'll do it. But if you are in class, I can see your response on your chat that you're actually doing the work. Okay. Since I don't have much time, I need to continue, right? But I'm still expecting my answers, right? I'm still expecting my answers. Okay, so in this case, you know that the format on the left-hand side, this actually represents your map distance. This one represents your actual distance. So on the map, that's or on paper, centimeters. In reality, it is 500 meters. 500 meters. Okay, remember the 4 centimeters we're given. The 500 meters comes from the bar. The length of the bar in real life it represents 500 meters, right? So it is 4 centimeters is to 500, right? So this is step number 1. Step number 2. Now we need to simplify this and write it as a ratio. Remember, a ratio does not have units, right? So in order for us to not have units, we need to cancel our units. For us to cancel them, they must be the same, right? So on the left, I have 4 centimeters. Okay, I want to change this unit to be the same, right? How do I change meters to centimeters? My conversion is 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. 100 centimeters. Okay, so to change from meters to centimeters, you multiply by 100, right? So it will be 500 multiplied by 100, right? And then you answer, you now have meters, you now have centimeters. It will be, what did you answer? 500 times 1,000, I think it's 50, right? 50,000. 50,000. Now you have centimeters on both sides, right? Centimeter. Okay. Now that it is in this format, we need to cancel out the centimeters, right? And my format must be 1 to something. So for me to have 1 on the left, right? What must I do to 4 centimeters, right? For me to have 1, I must obviously divide 4 centimeters by 4 centimeters. Remember, my ratio does not have units. 4 divided by 4 is 1. What I do on the left, I must do on the right. What is 50,000 divided by 4 centimeters? Right? Okay, 50,000 divided by 4 centimeters. Okay, I don't have much time, learners. Okay, I think the answer is, what's the answer? I think the answer is 12,000. Okay, I think the answer is 12,000. Let me cheat for a bit. Yes, the answer is 12,500, right? So your scale is 1 to 12,500. You converted your bar scale into your number scale, right? You converted your bar scale, which was in this format, to your number scale, which is 12,500. Okay. Okay. Last question. Okay. This one I'll go quickly through it because time is running out. Marcium needs to travel from Johannesburg Art, right? It is C3 Art Gallery to the City Hall B2, right? So I don't really need to go to the map because I'm giving everything here in this question. It says she measured a map distance of 13 centimeters between the 2 places. Determine the real distance in meters. Determine the real distance in meters, right? I can use my ratio scale. I can also use my number scale, right? Okay, due to time, let me just quickly go through this one. Remember, if I'm using my bar scale, the length of the bar is 4 centimeters. So I'll say the real distance. Okay, time is running out. Okay, it's equal to 13 centimeters. I'll have to rush through this one, learners, right? Which is the distance that you measure using a ruler on the map, which is given, divided by the length of your bar scale, which is 4 centimeters, times 500 meters. Right? Remember, I showed you this last time, learners. You should remember, right? You divide the map distance by the length of the bar or the segment times the real length of the bar or segment, right? So your answer answer is 1,625 meters, right? So I need to say bye-bye because of time, right? Take home message. Don't confuse these two things, learners. Don't confuse general direction and detailed direction, right? Here, remember, we're using compass. Here, we're using street names, right? We're using left, right, and so on. Okay, now, for more information, visit the Department of Education website for extra papers, right? For exam papers. And tomorrow, we'll be looking at national and provisional road and rail maps. That is tomorrow's lesson, right? We're actually done for today. For more information, visit our website or email us at info@africateamgigs.co.za. Okay, thank you very, very much. See you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye.